Please make sure to watch this whole video because the following 3 problems are fairly different from the first 2 that we already saw. Let's take a look at number 3. 4 consecutive integers have a sum of 74. What are the 4 integers? This problem is mostly different because this time we're talking about 4 consecutive integers instead of just 2. We know that they show up in order, and we know that they add up to 74. We're trying to figure out what they are. So let's visualize what's happening using a tape diagram. This time, if I'm going to start with 1 integer, I'll call it x like I've been doing. And in fact, since that's what I'm starting with, let's define that variable now. Let's say let x equal the smallest integer. So if x is the smallest one, the next one's going to be 1 up from x, so it'll be x and then 1 more. The next one's going to be 1 up from that, so my second one was x and then 1 more, but the next consecutive integer is 1 more than that. And I need a 4th one, so it's that same x, and then that same 2, right? 1, 2, and then 1 more than that. And I know that when I add those all up together, they add to 74. So when I'm writing and solving my equation, or rather when I'm just writing it, whatever's inside the tape diagram has to be equal to whatever's outside the tape diagram. So inside the tape diagram, I'm starting with x, and then to that I'm adding my second integer, x plus 1. And then to that I'm adding x, and then 2 more. I'll just write it as x plus 2 instead of x plus 1 plus 1. And then I'm also adding x plus 3 more. That's all equal to what's on the outside of the tape diagram, which is 74. In order to solve this equation, what I need to do is combine like terms on the left-hand side. And then when I'm done with that, solve the equation according to the normal methods that I use. So let's see, on the left I have 1, 2, 3, 4 x's that I'm adding up. So I'll get 4x. Looking at my constants, I've got 1 plus 2 plus 3. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus another 3 is 6. That gives me 4x plus 6 equals 74. Now we've got a 2-step equation that you know how to solve. So I'll start by subtracting 6 from both sides. When I do this, on the left-hand side, I get 4x. And on the right-hand side, I get 74 minus 6, or 68. Now I need to take 68 divided by 4. Well, both sides divided by 4, right? 4x equals 68, so I'll divide both sides by 4. You could probably do this in your head, because if you look at 68, if I take 68 divided by 2, I'll get 34. So I know 2x is 34. And if I take 2x divided by 2 and 34 divided by 2, I'll get x equals 17. So that's one way to solve this in your head. If not, you could have used long division or a calculator. Either way, you should end up with x equals 17. Remember that this time we were looking for 4 integers, and the smallest one was 17. So I should be looking at 17, 18, 19, and 20. To check my answer, I'll add them up and see if they equal 74. So 17 plus 18, well, let's say 7 plus 8, that's 15. And I'll carry the 1, that gives me 35. 35 plus 19, 9 plus 5 is 14, and I'll carry the 1, that gives me 54. 54 plus 20 does in fact add up to 74. So I did this correctly. They all add up to 74.